Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 48, I believe, of This Brick Knits. That's me. I'm a multi-crafter and I am based down towards the south coast of the UK. I'm mainly a knitter. In fact, I think I'm going to show you 99% knitting today. I have an Etsy shop called Gin Poodle. I'm not going to show you anything for that this week because I haven't made any project bags or anything that's relevant at all to show you. So let's just crack on with the knitting, shall we? Before we go too far, I'm just going to say I think we might have a bit of a up and down with the lighting situation today because we've had one of those days when it's all the weathers. We've had beautiful sunshine, we've had overcast and windy, we had a little bit of drizzle, we've had full pelting rain, and we also had a hailstorm, and my partner was out riding his bike in the hail. Well, it wasn't hailing when he went out, it was a perfectly nice day, and the hail was so thick that he had to pull over and stop for a bit because the hail was so thick on the ground that he couldn't actually see where he was going. It was coming down that much, which I think is pretty impressive for the older weather. So yeah, well done, weather gods. Now then, I mean, not really well done because it wasn't pleasant, but still quite impressive. I have only whips to show you. If you're here for finished objects, prepare yourself for disappointment. This is, where is my pattern? I've shown you this before. This is the vintage knit I'm making. Oh, excuse me. It's tree pollen time. Tree pollen is not my friend. I get a thing where it feels like it's up, like I get a catch in my throat. I've taken a tablet, so at least you won't have the wetness. Vintage knitting is one of my favourite things. This is a vintage pattern by Emu, this lovely cardigan with a nice big sort of shawl neck collar, and I am making that in Yarnsmiths, which is all Warehouse's own brand yarn. Yarnsmiths DK Merino in crimson, which is a lovely sort of bluey red, a sort of perfect lipstick red, I would call it. So I've done nearly all of the back. Am I showing you the front or the back of the back? Right side or wrong side? Yeah, I've started doing the armhole shaping, and now I've just got to do quite a long straight bit. That little stitch marker there shows you where I was last time I showed it to you. So because I've got an Etsy shop and I work for someone as well, I divide my days up into things I work on each day. So today is Monday when I'm recording, which is Snood Monday. That's where I crochet 1940 style hairnets all day long on Mondays, apart from when I need to give my wrists a break and I come and chat to you. So yeah, anyway, I'm really pleased with this. I think this is going to be smashing. I love the texture pattern on it. It's just literally knits and pearls. It is lovely. And I am making, this is going to be for my Etsy shop, it's not for me. And this one is a size 36 bust, which I equate to a size 12. The pattern is not massively size inclusive because it goes up to a size 16, but that's your lot, I'm afraid. It starts, I think, at an 8 or a 10. No, it starts at an 8. It's, yeah, so it's only got 8 to 16. So, which is, you know, for a vintage pattern, is actually not bad because quite a lot of them come in one size only, and they expect you to understand about pattern grading and working out different sizes yourself, which I'm not good at. But I wanted to make the thing, and I wanted to make it in red. This, moving on, this you've seen before but I frogged it since you last saw it. This is based on, this is not the same as, it's kind of based on an Amber O'Brien pattern called the Scrappin scarf, which is a little narrow scarf, and it has rows of eyelets, and it has stripes, which you can either follow her pattern for where to place them, or you just put them in wherever you feel like, really. It's a great stash busting, scrappy, usey-uppy thing. The pattern is for 4-ply yarn, but I'm using some leftover DK yarn. This, where it's, see where it's wound badly by hand, that's how much I've frogged. I frogged it right back to the beginning, because in the pattern you have just like a basic cast on, and I'd knit quite a lot of it. I think I'd knit about 11 inches worth, and I had 2 problems. The first one being, I didn't like the cast on. I thought as you went up, because it's got I-cord edging, see? Pretty, very pretty I-cord edging, all lovely and neat and gorgeous. I must say this yarn does not take to frogging very well. It's quite hairy, so you know what that means. But as I'm re-knitting it, it looks fine, but frogging with this yarn I do not recommend. It's Adriafil LED, which is a mixed fibre, and it has multicoloured metallic thread all through it, which is super pretty. So getting back on track, Smith, what I have done is I've based it on the Amber O'Brien Scrappin scarf, but I've done an I-cord cast on, as you can see, which I think looks smashing, if I say so myself, and it's given it this sort of curved edge. This bit where it looks sticky outy, that will be fixed when I weave in the end. So what I've done is I've reduced the number of cast, because I'm doing DK instead of 4-ply, I've reduced the number of stitches you cast on by about 10, I think. And also the needles I was using before I didn't like, and I was using bamboo needles. I've got a thing about straight needles at the moment, don't ask me why, just like them. Yeah, I was using bamboo needles, and they were kind of a bit grabby on the yarn. I think it's because it's hairy yarn, fuzzy yarn. I have got a cat, so sometimes yarn is hairy, but not in this instance. Yeah, it was sort of like grabbing hold of the yarn as I was knitting, so it wasn't like a smooth knit. And also, bamboo needles are noisy. Oh my god, I'd forgotten how noisy bamboo needles are. Got my wick enormously, because this is a sitting in front of the TV knitting job, because it's so simple. It's just, you know, you increase 1 stitch at one end on the out row and decrease to a stitch at the other end of the row, and then on the way back you just do everything plain. So then that gives you that sort of diagonally kind of thing. Anyway, I mean, you could just knit it straight. I mean, what's the real benefit? Oh, apart from when you do stripes, it would look cute. Anyway, does look cute, in fact. So yeah, oh, it was driving me out the wall, and it was very, very noisy while you were trying to watch TV. So I swapped the needles, and I'd been using 5mm needles with DK yarn, because I wanted a kind of a smooshy kind of feel to it. Turned out, just looked a bit. Sometimes when I go for smooshy, what I end up with is scruffy. So I swapped them for these lovely Brittany needles. I do love these Brittany needles. Oh, they're fine things. These were a charity shop find, and they were £4.50. I love them, and they're very smooth, and even though they're wooden, they're so super smooth that they don't grab hold of the yarn, and they're very quiet to knit with. So that fixed all my problems. And I bought, did I say I bought a different size? I bought 4.5mm, so instead of using 5mm and having the sloppiness, I've got 4.5mm, and everyone goes to bed happy. So I'm going to just keep knitting that in that colour until I either run out of it or until I feel like I'm running out of it, and then I might strap in, gosh, I might stripe in some of the red, because I've got the red. Do you remember I used it for the snaggletooth scarf that I made, which is also an Ambah O'Brien pattern. Very into Ambah O'Brien at the moment. In fact, I'm kind of having I'm like, not in an over the top way, I'm kind of having a female designers year because of the disappointment. If you've seen the latest knitting drama, wow, the disappointment. Right, so I go to a Knitter Natter group on Tuesday afternoons usually. I'm not going to go this week because my little pudding, my little pussycat Lulu, she's an anxious little thing, and she's never really been left on her own here for very long. I did briefly have a job where I worked away from home, but it was vile. So now I work from home completely. So she gets quite anxious if she's left alone for too long. So I'd only be out for like 2 or 3 hours, but I'm still kind of umming and ahhing about whether I'm going to go tomorrow, because the mist will be at work and it might be a bit rainy. I don't know, I'll think about it. But they have a thing there. They have like massive long tables, and in the middle you put things that you don't want, you know, you kind of destash stuff. And when people take them, they donate a bit of money to the pot for the cost of the use of the room, and you get tea and coffee and a biscuit when you're there, which you only pay 50p for, but they've still got to pay for like the lighting and stuff and bills. So if you take something from the middle, the done thing really is to chuck a bit of money into the pot. Not everyone does it, you don't have to, but quite often people bring in, they have a clear out of their old patterns. Oh, this is right up my alley. There's quite a lot of 80s patterns are being brought in at the moment, which I love. I really love knitting patterns from, I'd say, mainly the 50s and 60s. I like some of the 40s and 30s ones, but really my thing is 50s and 60s, early 60s. But this, I'm also feeling very nostalgic about the 80s. So I picked up 3 patterns this week, which I'm going to show you. I think they're pretty smashing. This is a windy colour coordinates. Now I'm going by the typeface. This is either late 70s or early 80s. I'm going to say that this is early-ish 80s. Oh, look at that. It's a sideways knitted affair. And if you look at the back, the reason I'm saying it's early 80s is because her hair is still got some 70s frizz in it. I like it in this colourway. I like it both colours, but in this version, this seems to be a bit looser fitting and have more volume in the sleeves. Like if you look at that one. See, that one looks more close fitting to me. Oh, I think that's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that one also comes in a size 32 to 40 inches. So not a huge size range, but you know, some small effort was made. This one is more restrictive. This one is a sizes 34 to 38 bust. I don't know if I'm ever going to make this because this is a lot of work. It's a dress, but it's so lovely. Look at it. Oh, look at that. It's got this nice sort of, like, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, like it's like almost like a faux cable, but it's like a chain, like a, you know, like a metal chain link kind of effect cabling. Let's have a quick little look. Let's see, can I see any need for needles? Oh yeah, you do need a cable needle. So yeah, it is cabled, but this is also, I think, double knit. It looks like double knit. I don't know. but it's, yeah, it is double knitting. Yeah. And this is my third and final lovely basic jumper, but look at that lovely detail at the bottom. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Don't think I would make it in this, what I would call vile orange. I do like orange, but this is a vile peachy orange, which makes me think a little bit of Angel Delight. But like quite an atomic Angel Delight. So yeah, I just thought that was nice. It looks a bit, to me, it looks, I think that is colour work, but it's got the look, I said, oh look at my hand shaking. It's got to me the look of mosaic knitting. It isn't mosaic knitting, it is colour work. Yeah, and that's an old Robin design, so I was very pleased with myself with that. Lord knows I do not need any more vintage patterns. I've got like a whole folder, ring binder, that's absolutely bursting with patterns. Oh no, my screen mirroring screen's just gone off. Oh well, hopefully this is still recording. Sort of a disaster. This isn't even worth showing you really, is it? This is my, but I'm going to. This is for my Etsy shop. This is going to be, this is like, I do a variation on a Miss Marple scarf. But with this old shell stitch. So, you know, like you pass the one bit through the other. It's got this little keyhole bit. So I make it in 2 pieces. And then I graft it together at the top. In the middle, which is, you know, the back of your neck. So I've made one half of it, and I'm making the other half, and I'm making it from charity shop acrylic yarn, which I'm not massively in love with. So it's actually taken me forever to make that scarf because I'm not massively keen on the yarn, so it's not really calling me that much. I'm going to have to stop you for a second to double check that we're still recording. Hold on. Or maybe I'll just come around and have a little look. Oh no, we are. I'm pretty sure we're still recording. Right then, let's just wing it. Let's just see how we are. Now, oh, when I went to Unravel, you might know her as like the pom-pom lady. I'm pretty sure she goes to lots of craft fairs. She's called the Crafty Bird. Now, where is she? I'm sure on here somewhere it says where she's from. I've got a feeling she's up north somewhere. Oh no, it must have been on her Instagram, it says. I'm fairly sure she's up north somewhere, but bear in mind with me, for me, the north starts at around Watford. Anyway, she goes to all the craft shows that I know of, and I think she's more sort of northernish, so she's more able to go up and down the country to visit more shows. And she always has, she's really well known for having like a whole wall of like amazing handmade pom-poms, faux fur pom-poms. But she also sells yarn. She is the most amazing dyer, and I don't know why she's not more famous for the dyeing. I think because the pom-poms are so blooming cheap. Yeah, this is one of her faux fur pom-poms, the Crafty Bird 22 on Instagram. Look at that. Oh, she helped me choose a colour as well. Well, she helped me choose a good colour, and then I ignored her and just went with the one that I wanted. So I'm using her pattern. I can show you the pattern, but the picture on it isn't amazing. It's called the Florence Hat knitting pattern. Doesn't really do it justice, I'm afraid. And she had some sort of deal on where you bought the pattern, a yarn and a pom-pom for an amalgamated price, and I can't remember what that was, but it was quite bargainacious. Anyway, I've had this since February and not cast it on. I keep meaning to and just not getting around to it. So I took this I was out on Saturday at a different craft group. Yeah, so I cast this on there, and I've done all the rib, and I've gone up a fair bit at the body of the hat. This section needs to be 6 inches now, I think, something like that. But yeah, oh, isn't that lovely? I mean, the yarn is beautiful. I mean, I can't tell you how lovely this is. When you feel it in the skein, it feels squishy and nice. I've hand wound it into a ball, and this colourway is one of her Winnie the Pooh. She had like a range of Winnie the Pooh inspired yarns. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. And this colour is Piglet, which I would have thought you would imagine to be more greeny, pinky than green, but who am I to say? Yeah, it's a Cosy DK. It's 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 225 meters, and it is just, oh, when you knit it, it feels nice in the skein and it feels nice when you wind it up, but when you actually knit it, oh gosh, it's dreamy. It's absolutely dreamy. So I'm kind of hoping, I haven't checked, I'm hoping she'll be at the Southern Wool show in August, because I wouldn't mind getting some more yarn from her. Yeah, hopefully. And, well, see, this is the thing. I love the Southern Wool show. I've only been once before. I do intend to go again this year. And I bought the, you know, the knitterish designs. She had this amazing stand and I made that lovely stripy tunic length jumper. And I'd really love to, sorry, that's that hay fever, it just catches my throat. I'd love to wear that there and show her, but it's going to be August, so I don't really think it's going to be massive jumper weather, is it? Much as well, I would like to, if the Crafty Bird's there, I'd like to take this hat and show her, but it's definitely not going to be bobble hat weather, is it? So yeah, I love that. Do you like my needle stoppers? Look, it's like a little cute strawberry and lemon. And they've got little faces. And my stitch marker for my showing my beginning of round looks just like my little cat Lulu. That's what she looks like. She's fast asleep upstairs at the moment. I keep expecting her to wake up and come down because I'm talking. But she does tend to just take to her bed when it's a rainy day. She gets a bit grumpy with me for not being able to switch the rain off. And then eventually she just goes off to bed in disgust. Also at Unravel, that's where I bought. I'm keeping this in my Ethel and Joan bag. Oh, just amazing. And that stitch marker and the needle stoppers, they're also from Ethel and Joan. And she had a deal where you got a bag, the needle stoppers and stitch markers, all for £50, I think it was, roughly. Have a look when you see her at the next craft fair, yarn festival. But yeah, she was at Unravel and she was so nice as well. Actually, so is that Crafty Bird woman whose name escapes me. Is she Rebecca? Rebecca, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm just projecting that on her because I like the name Rebecca. Oh, this, oh, do you know, this is one of those projects that I have to finish, even though I'm completely out of love with it. It's knitted in lace weight. It's a jumper. I've made it too big. And the pattern show has very short sleeves, and I never wear short sleeve things apart from t-shirts, and the body's too short for my shape really, but it's lace weight and it's silk, and I'm gonna blooming finish it even if I end up finding someone to give it to. I do like oversized things, but I think this might be taking a mick. So yeah, I'm on one sleeve. This is Julie Knits in Paris. What's it called? I can never remember the name of it. Oh, lots of people have done it. Lots of people have done it online. What's it called? And theirs all look really nice. But I just, you know, you just fall out of love with a project. The Jenny flower tea. I've shown you this before. I'm really trying to put a few rows into this every day if I can. But it's a struggle because I'm winging it with the sleeves. What I want to do is just do the sleeves straight, then cinch them right in for the cuff. So I get sort of balloon sleeve bits, so at least there's one bit that I find enjoyable. But yeah, I like doing stripy things. Don't like knitting in lace weight, and I'm not really keen on that being quite as oversized as I've made it. These things are all my fault, apart from it being lace weight yarn, because that is indeed what the pattern's written for. I'm on the sleeve, I'm still on the first sleeve of my Firefly jumper. I'm showing you the inside of the sleeve there. Yeah, that stitch marker shows you where I was the last time I showed it to you, so you know, I'm showing you a sleeve. There's not a lot of fun to be had there. If you like my quite rude stitch needle stoppers, these ones are from the Yarn Whisperer, who has many a fine needle stopper. He actually does quite a lot of nice little accessories on his stand, even if you don't buy, because he does those amazing like little kits to make like houseplants and crochet and what have you. He does lots of very fine things, and he does really nice hand-dyed yarn and tapestry kits and stuff, but he also does like the nicest stitch markers, progress keepers, and needle stoppers. I don't look, I know why I'm showing you my my sock ruler. We're nearly done. We're nearly done. Two things to show you. Two things left. Well, three things really. The third thing are just the colours of something I'm going to make. These, oh, these are my sailing school socks. Oh, I love a neon. Look at that. So I've done the heel. I'm going down the foot. Everything's tickety-boo. Very happy with those. I love that stitch pattern. These are Helen Stewart's Curious Handmade. That's one of her patterns from a sock club from a couple of dozen years ago. Can't remember. And the yarn I'm using is this lovely bright pink neon from Rico Designs. It's a superwash 4-ply from Socks Neon range. And this is shade number 3, which is always useful, isn't it? Let's just give you a number. So yeah, I could crack on and get those done. Well, the first one anyway. But I'm lazy. Well, the thing is, I've just got too many projects. That's the thing. I've got so many projects, as you know, that actually finishing anything is not easy, because I'm so easily distracted by other new shiny things. I just love casting on a new project, and I'm not going to apologise for it. These are the Mr. socks. These are socks I'm making for my partner. Again, Stitch Progress Keeper shows you where I was last time I showed them to you, which was literally just the cuff. These are very boring. 2x1 broken rib. There's no pattern, just doing it really from my head. 72 stitches. I think I did 15 rows of 1x1 twisted rib, and then I'm doing 1 row of knit 2, purl 1, and then the next row you just knit all the way around to make a broken rib. And I've made him socks using that stitch pattern before, and they're his favourite socks to wear for fit and form. So yeah, I don't know why I said it in that stupid voice. I think I was thinking of fashion school days, which is probably the only place we'll ever hear and I say fit and form. Right then, did I show you what was in here? Oh yeah, in here again, another TV knitting thing. When I want something with long rows, just a garter just a garter triangle scarf. Just it's that James C Brett SShh yarn, which is very pretty and all that. Progress keeper down there shows you where I was last time I showed it to you. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, just cracking on with that. I mean, there's no rush for that, is it? That's just TV knitting. I find it hard to concentrate on knitting when I'm watching TV, and I can't watch TV without knitting. So I have to always have some projects on hand, which like I can't do Andy's socks when I'm watching TV in the evening because he likes it to be old gloomy towers, and I like it to be all bright and lovely, bright and beautiful. So I have to choose knitting projects that I can do without having to look at too closely, which is why I quite often have some things that are just garter stitch on the go, because sometimes that's all I can cope with. Right then, I think that's it for knitting and making. So if that's all that, you know, if that's you done, I'm going to love you and leave you and all that. Nice to see you. But if you want to hear about a couple of books that I've read recently, well, yeah, a couple of books I read. I won't show you a picture of it because it was an audio book. I listened to Craig Revel Horwood from Strictly. One of his autobiographies. Crikey, how many has he done? He must have done 3. I've skipped one, and this one I only listened to because it was free on BorrowBox, which is the app that my local library gives you free access to. So I listened to that. I mean, it was okay. It was mainly about him wanting to buy a house. He buys a house, he moves into the house. I found it quite boring. Okay, like not awful, just, you know, nothing much. Bit quite nothingy. Look at me tidying up while I'm talking to you. How rude. And then after that, in real books, I read. Now, I am not someone who reads young adult or children's books as a rule. Don't know. Not drawn to them. So I don't know where this book came from. I don't know why I have this book in my possession. I don't even remember buying it. But it's so good. And I'm not a dog person. This is I Am Revel by Ross Montgomery. And it's a children's book. And it's literally, it says on the back, no dogs die in this book. So, you know, it's all quite safe and cheerful. But it's written from the perspective of the dog. And it's just the most lovely, it's a really lovely book. It's about a dog who's, it's set in some time in the past. We don't know when. And I think it might be Scotland. And the dog is, the dog's owner is this young teenage boy. Well, he says he's 16, he's not, he's actually 12. He joins a group of rebels who are going to overthrow the king, who's been taxing people heavily and making their lives in misery. And he leaves his dog behind. And the dog really wants to go and rescue him and bring him home, back home to the farm, where everything's safe and nice. So the dog goes off on a bit of an epic journey to find him. And it's just, there's a happy ending and everything. It's all very safe for kids and stuff. But it's so well written. It's really good. I mean, you totally believe you're hearing what the dog, you know, because the dog talks to other animals, but it's written, a lot of it's written as the dog's thoughts, and you just totally accept that's definitely how a dog would think. Lovely, really lovely. So now what I'm reading, I've just moved on to, and I'm only on page 17, so I've not read very much. I'm reading No One Saw a Thing by Andrea. I like her. I think she's a good writer. So it's a thrillery kind of thing. Basically, she's overworked, a bit harassed she's in London. She's really, I think she's from like Dublin or somewhere, and she's in London for some reason, and she's got a baby in a pushchair, and she's got a toddler and a 6-year-old, and they're getting on the tube just on the edge of rush hour, so it's like 8:30 in the morning, and she gets a little bit distracted. The two two little girls get on the train, get on a tube, and just as she's trying to get on the tube, someone cuts in front of her and the doors close, and off her two little girls go. As she shouts at them to get off at the next stop, and she thinks someone on the train saw her say that, and then it's all, you know, it's, oh my god, it's all like a nightmare. And she goes, the staff help her and stuff, but when she goes to the next stop, she travels down to the next stop to pick up her children, and there's only one there, and no one knows. It's only like the really little one, the 2-year-old there. So she's got her baby and her 2-year-old and her 6-year-old. No one's seen her. She's just disappeared into thin air. It's really good. I mean, when we say disappeared into thin air, she's disappeared into central line, which is pretty much the same thing. Yeah, really good so far. So I need to get back to reading that. I need to read, I have set myself an amount of pages to read a day, so I think I need to read, it was either 47 or 54 pages a day. Well, I could just look at it, couldn't I? Because I put these little markers in to show me where I need to read to every day. So yeah, if I was to finish this in a week, I'd have to read 54 pages a day. I mean, if I don't manage it, nothing bad happens. It's not, you know, the sky doesn't fall in. Just a little thing I like doing. So I think that's it from me today. Now all I have to do is trust that even though my screen's gone completely black, that it's still recording. Oh well, what will be will be. I hope you're having a great week, and that this new bit of springtime weather is treating you well, and I shall see you again when I see you, hopefully not in the not too distant future. Take care now. Bye bye.